Good evening, everyone. My name is George Stefanos. I'm the Public Works Director for the City of Bowie. We're here tonight for a stakeholders meeting to discuss some physical changes to Northview Drive to address some concerns with a mid-block crosswalk. Currently, we don't have any attendees to our stakeholders meeting, online stakeholders meeting. But we're proceeding to give a recorded presentation so we can post it on the internet and so that people can view it as they would like to. I'm going to introduce the Assistant Public Works Director, Hong Yin, and then she will turn it over to our project manager. Hong?
Yes, thank you for the introduction, George. So today the meeting consists of two parts. Parts one will be a brief presentation given by our project manager, Sam Kumar. After the presentation, if we have any participants, then they can submit any questions, comments they may have through the question and answer session. It is located in the bottom of the screen, Q&A session. And once we receive the questions, we'll read out the question and provide an answer. So next, we'll have Sam Kumar give the presentation.
Thank you, Hong. Thank you, Josh. Hi, everyone. My name is Sam Kumar. I'm the project manager from Public Works, taking care of this project. And if you have any questions during my presentation, you can comment it on the Q&A section and we'll answer accordingly. Let's start with the background of this project. The city hired a consultant called Sabra Associates, and they did to study various road safety issues and reliability on different locations, and Northview Drive is one of them. And Sabra did different analysis report on multiple parameters. We'll define those in the following: crash summaries, speed study, traffic analysis, pedestrian safety treatment, and other concerns through their findings. I will give brief summary on all these studies to understand more about the project. As per their crash summary findings, as you can see, Northview Drive has multiple injuries registered between 2016 and 18, and especially the intersections between Everett Drive, which is highlighted here, between Everett Drive and Eastern Drive, which plays a crucial role in defining the safety of Northview Drive roadway. And as per the speed study findings, the average speed registered for the eastbound vehicle is 38 miles per hour, and the westbound vehicle is 35 miles per hour, whereas the registered speed limit on that roadway is 30 miles per hour even. And the percentage of vehicles exceeding the 40 miles per hour speed limit is like 26% of vehicles and on the eastbound, and 6% vehicles on westbound. The 40 miles per hour is a high likelihood of fatalities to the pedestrians, and which is risky and unsafe for both commuters and pedestrians on that road. And another analysis is traffic analysis, where Sabra defined the Northview Drive and Eastern intersection. Especially the traffic analysis will give you an understanding whether to accommodate any more changes can be done to the existing roadway or not. They characterize this roadway as A, which clearly implies the delay an average vehicle getting to the intersection is less than or equal to 10 seconds. That clearly defines there is excess capacity than required to convey any changes to the road. As you can see, this Google view of the street clearly explains there are two crosswalk intersections, One is towards the trail here, and the other one is the intersection between Eastern and Northview Drive, where the pedestrian has to cross 4 lanes, 4 traffic lanes to cross the road, which is risky and unsafe to both pedestrians and the bikers traveling on the trails. To clearly illustrate what kind of danger the multi-lane threat, this picture will give you more understanding of why the pedestrians are kept in danger. As you can see, the blue car view is obstructed by the green car, and the pedestrian can't even not sure about the arrival of the blue car, which keeps him in danger and which is unsafe and reliable for the pedestrians especially. And the main purpose of this project is to address the pedestrians and the bike safety passing through the trails, and to control the speed of the vehicles at the intersections to a safe speed, and to slow down the vehicles, and to eliminate the multi-lane threat crossed by multiple lanes, and increase the visibility during the night times for the commuters and drivers on this road. SABRA gave different possible evaluations to resolve this issue. One of them is static treatment, where by installing better signage and marking, we can address some of the issues, but this is not recommended because there are multiple lanes, and also we cannot eliminate multi-lane threat using this possibility. They also studied another dynamic treatment, which by installing beacons and signals, we can avoid some threat, but it's not applicable to this application due to the State Highway Authority guidelines and the average daily traffic analysis on this roadway. The only best option the consultant recommended is the road diet method, which by converting the 4-lane system into a 2-lane system, and also providing a curbside fully dedicated full-time parking, which create more space for parking lanes. And the SABRA also gave an analysis of what kind of impact will be on this if we apply this application to the road. As you can see, the existing peak hour delay is 9.8 seconds per vehicle, and during the morning AM timings, peak timings, and after introducing this diet system to the existing lanes, it is 10.6 seconds per vehicle, which is not a huge difference, pretty negligible, 0.8 seconds per vehicle delay, which is really negligible. So this application will be a viable solution to eliminate most of the unsafe conditions to the road. Let me explain the project scope of this project. The main scope is converting the existing 4-lane system into a 2 travel lane system and 2 curbside full-time parking lane system on Eastern Drive and Everett Drive, and installing new street light lamps, which create more visibility during the nighttime for both pedestrians and traffic commuters on that road, and installing new signage boards and markings on that road to prevent accidents. So this will give you a brief understanding of what kind of changes you can be observing on this roadway. As you can see, the existing 4-lane system converted into 2-lane by installing a mid-block and also creating a dedicated parking lane system, and installing new signage boards to make more cautious to the drivers passing on that road. If you have any questions further on this project, you can feel free to reach me at this email address, and this is my contact number. and Hong will address any questions if there are any participants. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Sam, for giving the presentation. I don't think we we actually have one attendee online. I'm not sure if you have heard the entire presentation, but if you have any questions, please feel free to use the Q&A located at the bottom of the presentation to tell us, any questions or concerns you may have, so we can address it in the meeting. Yeah, we haven't received any question yet. Maybe we'll just give 1 or 2 minutes. Sometime, it takes time to type the question and find where the input box are. And I also like to mention that we will post the recordings of the meeting on our website. So if anyone have any question about this project, please feel free to contact our project manager, Sam Kuma. His email address and contact phone number is provided on the screen. Yeah, we'll give one more minute. If we don't receive any questions, we will end this meeting. All right, so seems like we didn't get any questions. With that,
Hong, there is one posted.
Oh, is it? Oh, I missed it, sorry. Okay, so let me read out this question. I live on Eastern Drive. There is a definite need for something to be done at this place. I dodge traffic trying to cross street to Allen Pond, and it is very hard to pull out on Northview with cars parked there. Traffic moves too fast. George, do you want to provide an answer?
Yes. Sam, would you mind going back to the plan view that you had posted? And this is exactly the purpose of this project. Is the two, the reason this project was initiated were from concerns raised by residents and city council on exactly the two issues you raised. Most importantly was the pedestrian safety, but also the issue about moving out of Eastern Drive and cars parked on that area. So what this project does, as you can see on this map, is it as Sam described, which you may have missed, is our consultant study has shown that we don't need 4 lanes in this area, that if we reduce down to 2 lanes, one each way, that the impact to traffic is almost nothing, which is good news. And by reducing to 2 lanes, we can provide a much, much safer pedestrian crossing that, as you see in the middle of this picture, you only have to cross 1 lane of traffic. You have a center median that provides what we call a safe haven for the pedestrian crossing the street. And then you cross the other lane. So I hope that, we're very successful in achieving the goals that you list there. So I think the project is trying to tackle exactly what your question raises.
So do we wait for another 1 or 2 minutes in case we get another question?
Yeah, let's give 1 more minute, and then if we don't have any more questions, we'll close out the meeting.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's it for all the questions. We can close the meeting. Oh, we got another question. Okay. Second question. Eastern towards the ice rink will be affected. Do you, George, do you want to give a...
Yeah, Sam, I'm going to ask you to go back to that diagram again. And there was a previous question too about what part of Northview, Easton going to Mitchellville or east, I think. So the road diet actually takes away the outside lane in both eastbound and westbound directions. And actually, as you can see, some of it gets striped to provide, sort of the reason that we would not allow cars, we're striping it so cars could not park there, is so that the view will not be obstructed by parked cars. The view to the crosswalk would not be obstructed by parked cars in either direction. So that was actually very carefully laid out, so, based on how far a driver can see. And then, and so that, that kind of makes sure that the crosswalk is clear. And going back to Easton, so I think that the getting in and out of Easton, if you will be easier. Not it's still, you're entering a much higher traffic road from Easton onto Northview Drive. But because, we've introduced this road diet, cars should be moving a little bit slower. And your view would be not as obstructed as it sometimes is now with the cars. So I think, I think the consultant has kind of made sure, especially if you're turning right out of Easton, you have plenty of room, to make that turn. And you, at the same time, you will be able to see ahead of you if there is someone in the crosswalk. So I think, I think the traffic movement out of Easton, and again, our consultant studied all of these movements very carefully to make sure that, we weren't negatively impacting the movement, as the presentation explained, that the intersections, if you will, still perform adequately. So I hope that answers that. And again, as Hong has mentioned, if we haven't clearly answered your question in this sort of odd meeting format, please feel free to email Sam, whose information is on the presentation on the last slide.
All right, so maybe we'll give another. Oh, okay. So I think we got another open question. Exactly what part of Northview Eastern going towards Mitchellville?
Yeah, I think I hope I answered that explaining that both sides of the road, both the eastbound side and the westbound side, will lose their outbound lane in that area. Or excuse me, their outboard lane in that area. So it's both directions that have quote the road diet to it. Thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate the participation. And as Hong has mentioned, we will be posting this presentation online. So if you want to share it with somebody, if you missed any of it, you can certainly go back and watch the rest of the presentation.
Yeah, we'll wait for 1 more minute. And if we don't have any more questions, then we will conclude the meeting. And I'd like to bring up that we're going to post a presentation on our City of Bowie CIP page, CIP's capital improvement projects. So all our capital improvement projects are listed under City of Bowie CIP website. So this presentation will be posted on the corresponding Northview Drive mid-block crossing project. All right, seems like we have answered all the questions received. Again, thank you very much for your interest and questions to this project, and feel free to reach out to us again if you have any more questions. And with that, we'd like to conclude the meeting. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you.